reminder, next Sunday, January 15th, when we host Auburn, that day, that morning, LSU will unveil the Simone Augustus statue, so just want to make sure y'all have that on your radar.
What is the date on that?
January 15th.
15th.
Yep. So we'll open it up for questions.
Help him, Grant. Help him. It's a new year.
Just don't anybody ask any big questions. How about that?
Yeah.
How long will it take?
We'll wait on you, Cobble.
I'll ask you a question that he's not going to care about. Well, that's all, guys. I mean, you ask. What do you think of the proposal to go to 90 games?
Oh, Lord, I saw that last night. Come on. I didn't read the details of it, but if you're going to go 90, hell, just go 232. Let everybody play. I just, why do we keep just coming up with stuff? He went from 64 to 68 to, I gave it very little thought other than I read the headline, and I've learned don't read the headlines because the headlines don't go with the body of the article, right? And y'all don't do the headlines, y'all tell me, right? Right? Isn't that true?
We don't do the teases in TV.
Up here, the headlines don't go with the body of articles. It's just to get your attention to read the article, but I've been told the guys who write the articles don't do the headlines. Is that a true statement?
It's not as true as it used to be.
Oh, so y'all can control those headlines then. Now you're telling me more. Let's talk here. I saw that. I hadn't had a chance to digest it and talk to my staff about it. Don't really know the reasoning behind it. Did it say?
We put a quarter of the teams that sponsor basketball in the tournament.
I could see probably from the men's side, they're thinking it's going to bring more money, generate more money. I don't know. How long would it last? You know?
Colby, you good to go?
Yeah, we're
Sure, that'd be great.
Go ahead, Cobble. Take your time.
Yeah, do something good. We did something good for you.
Everything's a trade-off.
That's right.
Texas A&M, obviously, Joni Taylor from Georgia over there. Just what are your impressions of her? And obviously, you coached against her last year at Georgia, and then obviously just what she can do potentially at A&M.
Played at Georgia. First time I think I've ever coached against Joni. I've known of Joni. She's got Louisiana connection. She was here at LSU for a while. She was at Louisiana Tech coaching for a while, so she knows our state. She would probably tell you that it's going to take her some time to build at A&M what she built at Georgia. I know she brought some players with her that she signed at Georgia, and I think once they get healthy and once she gets her recruiting classes in there, she's going to win just like she has everywhere else she's been.
Coach, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
We've been footballing, so we're back now, and
Yeah.
so been watching you on TV and whatnot, but you go to Arkansas, they're ranked, you win convincingly again, but I understand maybe you guys didn't feel like you played your best against Vanderbilt, so just give me your thoughts about 2 SEC games in.
Well, we'll take that 2-0 record. We'll take those 24 and 25-point victories. I'm not ever going to complain about that. We have to clean up a lot of areas. We've got to quit turning the ball over. I just think that we get sloppy with the ball. And then as good as our defense has been in several games, there's still some things that we've gotten away from because we've been on break, and I don't have my dream team out there every day. We spend a good 30 minutes every day man-to-man half court, and we haven't done that since the break. And when you get away from things, you tend to get sloppy and get lazy and you don't communicate. So we need those guys to hurry up and get back to school. Right now we're having to make do with the managers that can help us just get back into a really focused mindset defensively. Now we've had some good defensive games, but I still think that we have lost our sense of toughness and focus for 40 minutes when we're out there playing.
Kind of like Jacques, I've been reading between the lines of the box scores. So the one thing that kind of stood out to me was shooting percentages. Are you happy with shot selection, kind of the who's taking them, because they're taking a lot? And
Well, we didn't shoot the ball very good at Arkansas, but that's not unexpected. First game back after the holiday, you've been off for about a week. That's usually the first place you notice that you're not in sync is you lose your legs, conditioning. So that did not surprise me. Got better against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is a zone team, so you got a lot of what you'd say zone looks. You just, and we shot it better. But I just thought that when we left that floor, I needed to see excitement, and I needed to see, don't take what you just did for granted. I don't want the fans to take it for granted. 25-point victories, we need to be celebrating that, but I still have to coach. I still have to break it down and look at little things so that when it is a 1 or 2 possession ball game, this can come back to bite you. And so that's what we spent yesterday doing is us. Today we will start with our scouting report and our preparation on A&M.
because you've had these big margins of victory, and kind of like you said, we all kind of take it for granted. Do you have to fight against the stop looking at wherever South Carolina falls on this, calendar? We've got a lot of games to play. I mean,
Oh, look, I can't even tell you when we play South Carolina. And that's God's truth. I look at the next game and the next game. I know we have A&M. Then I know we have to prepare for Kentucky. That's the 2 I know. We're not good enough to look past anybody. We are still a work in progress. We're a very talented team, but we haven't done anything yet.
I think I talked to you about this last year, but your sport is unique in the fact the Christmas holiday and the New Year and all that you got to deal with, as opposed to like football, right, where they get maybe 1 bye week, or baseball, softball, they just roll through it. Is that the time of year in some ways you like the least because you have to? Do you feel like from this point forward it kind of rolls and you're in a schedule and all that stuff's behind you?
I like Christmas break. I've always thought when we do our schedule, it's just important to me that everybody's home with their loved ones. I think that's the most special time of the year. And yet, as a coach, it's like, oh, I don't want to see them that first practice back, or that, I always liked after the Christmas break to schedule a non-conference game. Well, we can't do that in the SEC. You have to go immediately into your SEC schedule. That's tough. It's a long season, Jock. You think about this. We start September, October practicing, and if you're fortunate enough to make the playoffs, how deep you go in the playoffs, you could go all the way up to the first week in April. That is a long season. And so you have to be careful on not overdoing it, how many days you give them off, plus days you want to give them off, do some other things. I've always felt that I can read players. I don't know if that's because I played. I don't know if it's because I get tired. But just always be observant of when they need a break, how long practices go. I think that's the key. How long do you stay out there, and how much work do you get done?
Yeah, Kim, I got 2 questions about LaDasia Williams. You talked about her after the Arkansas game, all the little things that she did and the role. Just wanted you to expound on the role she plays and how good of an offensive force could she be on a team without somebody like Angel Reese?
Well, she's an offensive force for us. It's just sometimes she doesn't have to score a lot of points. LaDasia is a big-time player. She has a quiet demeanor about her that if you're just looking for the spectacular play, or you're looking for a kid that just runs with her fist pumped all the time, that's not LaDasia. If you're looking for somebody that knows the game, understands what you want her to do out there, and then when you get that stat sheet, you go, whew, there's your difference in the ball game right there. She does everything. I don't even want to say quietly, because in our world, it's not quiet. We see it, we recognize it, and we can't take her off the floor. She's extremely smart on understanding the game on the defensive end. LaDeja, you haven't even seen her face-up jumper. She can shoot the foul line jump shot as good as any post I've ever coached. She just doesn't have to. She knows that a lot of attention is put on Angel. And that's great. The more attention to Angel, the better LaDeja has, the better senior year LaDeja has. But she's a force, and she's healthy. I think in years past, she's been in and out of the lineup for health reasons, and I told her, I said, this needs to be the best year of your career. We need you, you need us, you need to have a good career, and so far she's taking care of her body, and she does what's presented to her. If you need the rebounds, I'll get them. If you need me to score the points, I'll get them. And she's just so productive.
Y'all lead the conference in offensive rebounding, and I was curious, what about your team makes them so suited to crash the offensive glass and get the offensive boards?
We know offensive rebounding, that's not coaching. So any coach that takes credit for that, you can tell them you're a liar. That's right here. That's in a kid's heart. You don't teach offensive boards. That's one, instincts for the game, where the ball's going to come off, and then it's effort. We do get a lot of offensive boards. Many of them are Angel Reese getting her own misses, but you look at Flagey and you look at LaDeja Williams, those kids are fighting over rebounds. And I think it's emphasized when you see a team that is a good rebounding team. It's not always going to be a team that's big. It's going to be a coach or a coaching staff that emphasizes it and just every day just pounds it into their head. Go get us some more shots. Go to the offensive boards. And then, of course, the defensive rebounding, we want to rebound at all positions. If you're a guard and you can get those long rebounds, man, you can take off and run, and that's fun. But we're going to crash the boards on the offensive end.
Are you pleased with your rotation? Is there anyone that you have that makes you go, you need to be getting more out of her?
No, I'm pleased. We're playing 8, sometimes 9, and we have 12 on the roster. And I've always told y'all I'll go 8 or 9 deep. I'm not hesitant to throw the 9th, 10th, 11th player in there to get somebody's attention, or if I think they can help us in that one particular possession. But that's what we've done. We've come off the bench with 2 perimeter players and Samaya as a post. But I like where we are. I like who we're playing.
You've seen in Flagey, I guess, just kind of as she figures it out and
Well, you see a competitor, you see a kid that's got a lot of perfectionism in her, and I have to kind of calm that down. I don't know if that comes from her rapping career. I don't know, but she's really, really hard on herself. And I have no problem with that as long as it doesn't destroy you, as long as you move to the next play. She wants to be pushed and coached hard. I think in our 2 SEC games, if I remember, I've taken her out early. I've taken her out early to get her attention, and it was always on the defensive end of the floor. And then when she goes back in, she settles down and she contributes. I think Flagey will probably tell you this. I don't know if she's played on a team that has this many great players around her. And I think she's seeing how much fun it is, but she's also seeing how much better she is because of the greatness around her. When you have to do it all yourself, you're not going to win. You're going to win games. You're not going to win championships. And I think she is really, really getting better, spends a lot of time doing extra stuff. Her rebounding is better than maybe I really realized. She's got height. She's in there fighting for rebounds. The mistakes she makes and will continue to make will be with effort, but it'll be because she's just a freshman.
Hey, Coach. Last year, I came in the Vanderbilt game and was kind of like calming influence, it seemed like. Just what does she give y'all off the bench, and just how have you seen her continue to get comfortable?
I love Poa's game. I think she is a manager. It's kind of like in football. You have quarterbacks that are game managers. Get the ball to the right people at the right time and let them go to work. And then you've got those quarterbacks that can just sling it. You got those quarterbacks that are dual threat. They can run, they can throw. Poa can go out there, and she somewhat kind of reminds me of a coach on the floor in that she thinks about who needs the ball at this time. Sometimes she can overpass. What she does is I strictly put her at point. I don't move her to the off guard. If she's in the game, she's our point guard, and that allows us to move Alexis Morris to the off guard when she's got the hot hand. It allows us to, let Kateri play the off guard. Now, all three of those are point guards. They all three, you could just put point guard by their name, but they can also be on the floor together. But Poa will always be at the point.
Got time for a couple more questions, guys.
Coaches always say you want to make more free throws than the other team attempts, and y'all are doing that. It seems like y'all miss a lot of free throws, but is that's just because y'all shoot a lot? I mean, are you happy with your free throw shooting?
I don't overemphasize free throw shooting. Just keep getting to the line. If we're getting to the line, we're doing our job. And we are. Angel Reese, let me use her as an example. We love to pick on her. Free throw percentage may just floor you, but at the end of the day, give her the ball when the game's on the line, and she's not going to miss many. And that's a true statement. She smiles and laughs, but when she makes those free throws in an important game, she'll go, "You told him right, didn't you, Coach?" I don't overemphasize it, other than every now and then I'll say, I sure hope a free throw doesn't cost us a ball game. But keep getting to the line.
Have you looked at Kentucky at all?
No.
Okay. Looks like A&M's going to try to slow you down.
Well, A&M, from what I've seen, is going to play you a 3-2 half-court zone. Going to use up the shot clock. Keep it as, I don't want to say low scoring, but just give us less possessions. And that's what we're preparing for. She will sometimes do a 2-2, 1-3/4 court press. She understands what she has and doesn't have, and she's on the road coming to LSU. She knows we like to score a lot of points. I thought Vanderbilt did the same thing. Vanderbilt used up the clock. When you've got good coaches, they're trying to figure out how to keep it close on the road and sneak out wins. And we're going to get in that film room when I'm done with you guys, and we're going to show them who they're going to guard and show them their tendencies and show them what we think we're going to see. I guess when school starts. We have a couple that live here, so we get to have them, but gosh, we miss them because it takes away from my preparation defensively. They're just so good at helping us. Yeah, classes I think start back the 17th.
Final question for Jacques.
Coach, the SEC Network obviously gives your sport a lot of great exposure on television and the internet. These 8 o'clock tip-offs, are they challenging for you at all on weeknights now that you've had them for a few years, or what are your thoughts on them?
Did you tell him to ask that question? We literally just had this conversation yesterday. And my question to Grant is, I'm trying to learn how this works in the SEC, 6 and 8 o'clock games. Well, 6 o'clock games, people are just getting off work, so they're having to rush to get to those. 8 o'clock games, our fan base is seniors. Hell, they got to take their Geritol and naps before they come to an 8 o'clock game, right? So my fear is, yeah, they've bought their season tickets, but they might not come. They might watch it on TV. It makes for a long day. It does. It makes for a long day. And then I looked, and they're doing the same thing on the men's side, right? 6 and 8 o'clock games. So television, I guess, dictates everything that we do. So I guess I'm answering it by saying I'm glad we're on TV, but yeah, that's long. That's a long day. Y'all good? All right, thank y'all.